Honored with this year's Italian Heritage Award is Nick Santangelo. A proud advocate for preserving and celebrating Italian culture, Nick has devoted his time and energy to keeping traditions alive for future generations. His leadership and dedication embody the values of family, faith, and community that are at the heart of Italian-American pride. Today, the parade recognizes Nick's commitment to heritage and his lasting impact on Morris County's cultural life. Nick, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
So, explain to us how you are teaching the next gen here in East Hanover about Italian culture.
Of course. So last January, actually, I started an Italian club at Central School right in East Hanover. We met once a month, and I worked in a lot of Italian language, but also parts of the country's culture.
What inspired you to create that?
You know, I've always been a proud descendant of Italian heritage, and I am currently a Spanish teacher at Central School, so I thought that working in some Italian as well would be a great way to keep my heritage alive and heritage of a lot of our students alive as well.
Well, in East Hanover, we have a ton of Italians.
Yes, we do.
That will never change.
Nope.
And for the parade on Sunday, there's like 70 students coming out to march with you.
Mm-hmm. It's a large amount. When I started the club, I wasn't sure how many kids I would get, but I was overwhelmed with the amount of support the club has received and the amount of kids who want to participate.
What do you think inspires them?
I think it's a love for their culture. I know that the Italians in East Hanover are very proud of their culture and they want it to continue with the future generations. So I think that, plus, not to be tooting my own horn, but you know, my Spanish classes, I try to make them as fun as possible. So hopefully that translates into the Italian club as well.
What are some of the activities that you do?
So last year, I think everyone's favorite activity was we took a trip to Mama Rao's right in town and learned how to make mozzarella. I also did a project with the kids at the end of the school year where we learned about the different regions of Italy. I asked the parents to tell us what regions their children were their ancestors were from, and we made a little macaroni map of Italy pointing out specifically where each kid's family came from.
Well, you do make it fun. Mama Rao's mozzarella, the best.
The best. Sal is amazing.
Yeah, so it's like stepping into Italy.
Exactly.
Without going on a plane. Where in Italy are you from?
So my family is actually from all over Italy. I have ancestors from Avellino, I have ancestors from Sicily, and I believe from Northern Italy as well.
Wow, all right. So
yeah.
You span the country. That's
Yep.
really cool. Finally, what legacy do you want to leave to your students?
The legacy I want to leave is just a love for foreign culture and language. I think that knowing about people and places far away from your own home is super important, especially in today's world. And if you have a connection to it already through your heritage, your culture, I think that makes it even more important.
All right, well, Nick, congratulations, and we will see you and your whole troop of students on Sunday.
Thank you so much. It was great to see you. I would like to thank the East Hanover Italian American Club for honoring me in this way. I'm very excited to march in the parade on Sunday. I'd also like to thank my family for inspiring my love for Italian heritage and language throughout my life. And I would like to thank Natalie Bartlett, Superintendent of East Hanover Schools, and Melissa Falcone at East Hanover Central School for allowing me to create the Italian Club at Central School. Thank you so much.
Receiving this year's Entrepreneurs of the Year award are Frank and Dean Nasto, proud owners of Nasto's Ice Cream. A Newark tradition since 1939, Nasto's has delighted generations with authentic Italian flavors passed down through their family. Frank and Dean have not only preserved a beloved family business, but expanded it into a name known across New Jersey and beyond. Today, the parade honors their entrepreneurial spirit, their dedication to quality, and the joy they continue to bring to our community, one scoop at a time. Frank, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Nasto's is so famous here, especially in East Hanover. We were just talking, every restaurant has you.
Yes, I try.
and you're succeeding. I mean, third generation of family businesses are very hard to maintain.
Yes, it is, and there's a lot that goes into it. It's actually my passion. You know, people always ask me how we continue the legacy, and I've never had another job. You know, it's all I know, and I've always wanted to work in the business. Right now, it's my brother and I have two daughters, Gab and Tor. They're about to open our second location in the Woodbridge area, and now we're going to pass it on to the fourth generation.
That's so beautiful. So what drives your passion for delivering the goods?
It was just, my grandfather came over from Lucetta, Italy, and he just had a lot of pride, a lot of craftsmanship, and he started making Italian lemon ice. And then he started putting on different items, spumoni, tortoni, tartufo, and it just blossomed from there. And he just always instilled, you know, good service, quality product, and just stand behind your product, stand behind your reputation, and always be honorable.
Isn't that amazing though? An immigrant from Italy probably didn't know the language
No,
too well.
no.
And he
Raised
made
9 children also.
9 children.
9 children,
Wow.
and just started one customer at a time, into 2, into 4, into 8, 16, and it blossomed there.
And now you service nearly every
Well,
restaurant in New Jersey.
I try to. For the company to grow, you always have to take on additional items. So we have a lot of like fruit flavors, we have vegan ice cream and sorbets, and then we carry a lot of cheesecakes, tiramisu. You have to have like a whole dessert service, otherwise you'd be stale.
Of course, and you always have to grow and evolve. You have retail as well.
Yes,
that anybody can go and
yeah,
shop.
we're still down Neck North, our original location. We do very well. You know, it all goes into the same pot.
Yeah. So I mentioned you and your brother Dean are getting this award. How do you divvy up the responsibilities of the business?
Well, Dean focuses more or less on sales, and he's out on the road, and I handle production and just the day-to-day operation of the company. And right now we have about 30 employees, and some have been here 10, 20 years. You know, you treat them well, pay them a little bit more, and they're loyal.
What is the legacy that you want Nasto's to leave?
My father gave me a tremendous head start. His brother Al, you know, they did a lot of heavy lifting and gave me this foundation to build upon. And I just want to make, you know, my grandfather and them proud.
And Italians everywhere, right? Because you're a very proud Italian.
Yeah, oh, I am.
As I can tell. Why is it so important to celebrate your Italian legacy here?
Well, I just feel that, like, America takes your children, and every generation loses a little bit. And I just want to hold on to that Italian heritage.
That's a beautiful answer.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Are you so excited to be marching in our parade Sunday?
I'm so proud. I'm just honored for this award, my brother and I.
Frank, you're awesome, and thank you for keeping us all well fed, and we'll see you Sunday.
Thank you so much. It's an honor. First and foremost, I have to thank Billy from the Reservoir, South Orange. Without this, it wouldn't be possible. I'm truly honored, and I just want to thank you for the years and years of loyal business, and I appreciate everything. And the East Hanover community, our name recognition in that area is just fantastic, and I just love the area. I don't live there, I moved down south, but again, I am very appreciative. I'd like to thank my brother Dean, through thick and thin. You know, we don't always see eye to eye and we bunk heads, but he's always there. And my wife Jennifer, she helps me day in and day out. And my two daughters, Gabrielle and Victoria, they're gonna carry the torch and bring us into the next era.
Receiving this year's Woman of the Year award is Stephanie Mitchell of Hanover Park High School. Known for her leadership, service, and devotion to students, Stephanie embodies the best of Italian-American values: strength, compassion, and community. Her example inspires not only the young people she mentors every day, but all of us who recognize the power of giving back. Tonight, we honor Stephanie for her extraordinary impact as an educator and role model. Stephanie, congratulations.
Thank you so much, Lisa. I really am truly humbled and just super surprised when I was asked. So this really means a lot.
Well, it was a long time coming. We're doing
you.
this interview not in Morris County. We're
Right.
at our studio in Nutley. So this is a full circle moment for you on
Yes.
all the levels.
Yes, it is. I was actually born in Nutley. My parents are from here. My uncle lives across the street from the studio. My grandma, 96 years young, is in Belleville still. And, you know, I grew up in Kearney because that's where we lived, but Nutley has always really been home for me. I did dance school here and many Sunday dinners, during the week dinners here with my family. So it really is kind of surreal, truthfully.
And there's a
Yeah.
big similarity between Nutley and East Hanover with all the
Yes.
Italian Americans.
Yes.
What led you to our town?
So I taught in Kearney for 4 years, and while I was teaching, I went back to school for my master's at Montclair State to be a school counselor, not anticipating that I was going to leave the teaching profession as early as I did. But as I started to just get my resume ready and, said, let me just try, fill it out for interviews. And when I got called for Hanover Park, a former teacher from Kearney was there who gave me direction. So at one point I kind of felt it was a sign, like, okay, this could be something good. And then when I got offered the job and I went, it felt like home, because as you said, everywhere I turned around, someone was from Nutley, from Belleville. Every once in a while, I still find a Kearney person. And believe it or not, there are quite a few of us people from Kearney living in East Hanover, but it just felt like home. The sense of community, how everyone does stay there and they give back and they do something. And that's where I wanted to be, because I knew my husband and I would have eventually started a family. And I do have 2 sons who went through all the East Hanover school systems and graduated from HP. And it's just been wonderful to be a part of that and to watch them grow up in our town.
What I marvel at is your memory, because I'm 20-something
Yeah.
years out of high school, but you remember every student.
Yeah.
Who were the good
I
ones? Who were the bad ones? It shows that you care.
I do. I honestly, I truly, I love what I do. People say, "Oh, when are you going to retire?" I could retire soon, but I really honestly don't know. Thank
Look
you.
like you could still be in
Thank
high
you.
school. Okay.
Thank you. I love that. I love you. But I do. I love what I do. I love working with kids. I've always wanted to help people. So I feel that in my role as a counselor, even my role as a Board of Ed member, that I've been on the Board of Education for the K-8 group for 14 years now, I'm giving back to the community, but I'm still helping the kids in our community. And I love that I can be able to help articulate between the K-8 and the high school also being there.
Let's talk about your Italian background. Where are your ancestors from?
All over Italy, Calabria. I know a lot of people from Calabria, and I also do have some Sicilian roots too. So got the whole boot.
The whole boot.
The whole boot.
And the soccer
Yes,
ball at
and
the
the
end.
soccer ball. Yes.
Well, Stephanie, thank you so much for everything. I don't know why I'm thanking you, but
No.
thank you for coming. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
On this honor. We are so excited to see you parading down Ridgedale Avenue
you.
on Sunday, and there's going to be a ton of kids cheering you on.
Thank you so much, Lisa. It's so great to be with you and to see you, and I'm so happy to see all the wonderful things that you're doing too.
Thank you.
It's a product of the Hanover Park community.
It totally is. Thank you.
Thanks. Hi, I would just like to take this opportunity to thank first the East Hanover Italian American Club, who I've personally gotten to work with in my time at Hanover Park this past 28 years. It is truly an honor, and I am humbled for this distinction. I wouldn't be here if it weren't for my family, my parents, my grandparents, the loving support of my husband and my 2 sons, and the community of Hanover Park High School. The members of the Board of Education that I sit with for 14 years, we do amazing work together, and the school system there as well. So I want to say thank you and congratulations to all the other honorees.
Honored as this year's Italian American Man of the Year is Thomas Trapasso. A career law enforcement professional, Thomas has dedicated his life to protecting and serving the community with integrity and pride. His work reflects the values of family, hard work, and service that define the Italian American spirit. Today, we celebrate his remarkable career and his deep commitment to making Morris County a safer and stronger place for all. Tom, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Take us through your law enforcement journey.
It started back around 1970, in the mid-70s. I was first hired as an investigator at the New Jersey State Fire Marshal's Office back in those days. I was a member of the fire service. I worked in the fire department. I had rank, I had authority, even at a young age. But due to changes in state government, the state fire marshal's office was abolished, and I chose to go to law enforcement. At that point, I applied to the Morris County Sheriff's Office, and after being interviewed and passing the appropriate tests, and it was obvious that my areas of expertise were in arson and explosives. They put me through the police academy for the first time, because I've been through it 3 times in different branches of law enforcement. And I went to work as an investigator, a detective in the Criminal Investigation Division, major crime unit for Morris County. We responded to all homicides, suicides, determination of death, and we figured out what the cause of death was. We were crime scene investigators, crime scene photography, courtroom testimony, and we had to get it right for successful prosecutions. There was 0 margin of error. A few years later, I was offered the position to be a state investigator with the New Jersey Division of Criminal Justice. That's the Attorney General's office. At that time, the Attorney General for the state of New Jersey was Carrie Edwards, and he brought me in because of my areas of expertise. I went to work at that time in the Environmental Prosecution Unit because there was no arson unit. Shortly thereafter, I was transferred into the Organized Crime and Racketeering Bureau. So saving lives and protecting the property of others has really never left my...
No, it's what you're all about. It runs through your blood. And speaking of your blood, talk about your Italian heritage.
My mother's family came from Caserta, which is in the Provincia di Napoli, in Naples. My father's family came from Calabria, in the southern part of Italy. They were all stonemasons, bricklayers, and plasterers. When we came to this country, it's less than 100 years ago. All of our family just contributed because it was the American way, the new way. They contribute to making things better in the new world. It was inferred and really instilled in my sister Joanne and I that we could never get in trouble because we never wanted to embarrass our family name. I might add that my uncle, Father Thomas Joseph Trapasso, was a Catholic priest and a big influence in my life. He's long gone now, but he's not forgotten.
I know. No, thank you for sharing that.
We believe that our morals are strong. We have a lot to contribute to, and at all times, we have to be very proud of the people who we are and what we have represented.
It's very obvious why Jimmy Carrazza and the Italian American Club picked you to be this year's Man of the Year, parading us down Ridgedale Avenue. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the opportunity. I'd just like to take this opportunity to thank everybody here tonight, to this wonderful organization, and especially to Billy Agnolino, as well as Jim Carrazza. I'm a proud member of the Sons of Italy, Morris County Lodge, as well as Rockaway Township Unico. But on behalf of all the organizations, this is a wonderful opportunity that in a lifetime I can never thank. Grazie para tutti, para questo onore stasera. Grazie ancora.
Leading this year's 19th annual Morris County Columbus Day Parade as Grand Marshal is State Senator Anthony Bucco. A lifelong Morris County resident and dedicated public servant, Senator Bucco has carried on his family's legacy of leadership in Trenton while always putting his community first. From advocating for families and small businesses to supporting first responders and veterans, his work has made a lasting impact across New Jersey. The East Hanover Italian American Club is proud to honor Senator Bucco's service and celebrate his Italian American heritage as he guides the parade down Ridgedale Avenue. Tony, Senator, welcome. Thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. It is a great honor for me and for my family.
This is a long time coming because you and your family, especially your father, are big-time supporters of this parade.
Listen, I think we've been here from the beginning, and you know, some of my proudest moments and pictures that I have with my dad are him and I in the car going down the middle of the street, just waving and people cheering. It's just a great day for Italian Americans.
And I think you'd be happy to know this parade has only grown bigger and better. The Italian pride in our county has just swelled to levels unseen before.
Well, you see it. You see it every year. If you come back every year, year after year, you see it grow. You see the sheriff's department in full force, the fire departments, the Knights of Columbus, the kids on the street that are waving Italian flags and the American flags. It's just a really, really nice day for Italian Americans.
Why are you so proud of your Italian heritage?
I think that for a long time, people didn't recognize the contributions of Italian Americans, not only to New Jersey, but to our country. I mean, household names like Frank Sinatra, Joe DiMaggio, Mother Cabrini, who was sent here by the Pope to help immigrants from Italy, who established orphanages and hospitals. Those are the type of things that people need to recognize. And it was my father's legislation that established the Italian American Heritage Commission and the curriculum that they put in the schools today. So it's really important that we celebrate our heritage and our culture, that we teach it to our younger generations to make sure that they follow it in the future, to keep that pride going.
Yeah, and you're involved in so many different Italian American initiatives. I mean, you and I got to know each other like a decade ago because you're a member of the Columbian Foundation. Tell us some of the other initiatives you're involved in.
Well, look, I've worked really hard to make sure every year that we recognize it here in the state, Columbus Day. And, sometimes we have to fight for our heritage. That whole time where Christopher Columbus, they were removing statutes and eliminating the day as a vacation day in the schools. I remember going to Randolph High School and speaking to the Board of Education and telling them that, what they were doing was creating division in the community. They weren't bringing people together. So sometimes, while we're really proud and we get out there and we love to be out on Columbus Day, we sometimes need to fight for our heritage and our culture.
You are a frequent visitor to Italy. Where are your roots there?
The Abruzzi region. I had the wonderful opportunity, my wife and I, to go to where my great-grandfather was born. We met the people in the towns, and it was just a great, great opportunity. And in fact, when I was in San Vito Cittadini, the mayor had a meeting, so he put us in his conference room. And in his conference room, there was a big plaque on the wall, and it had names, one after another. And I looked, and the first name was a Bucco. And then later on down, I think it was the fifth name, was a Bucco. And when he came into the room, I said to him, "What is the plaque?" And he said, "These were all the mayors of this town." Wow. So our roots in terms of public service go all the way back to the beginning in Italy.
Wow,
Really
it's in the
is amazing.
genes. I'm happy you took the time to go to Italy because, and I want to ask you this very briefly, I mean, you've been in politics now for how long?
15 years. I've been an elected official, but I spent 20 years at my father's side.
And now you are Senator Anthony Bucco.
Yes.
You are making your dad proud every day.
The parade will be bittersweet because we did share a lot of memories at the parade, and I'll really be thinking about him that day.
Well, Tony, we love you. Thank you so much for leading our parade, and we'll see you Sunday.
Thank you. Thank you to the East Hanover Italian American Club for giving me this great honor, and for everybody for coming out tonight and supporting Italian Americans and the other honorees who have done a great job with our heritage and our culture. I hope everybody enjoys the evening. Good luck and God bless you.